Welcome to this basing tutorial. This time I will show you how I based this Imperial Sentinel, and I went for a steppe kind of prairie look to it. It's like a semi-desert with a little bit of bushes here and there, and this is the most popular, I think, basing scheme for the display miniatures. And here I'm choosing some basing slate. This is from the Games Workshop range, and some super glue. I already choose some pieces of slate to put down on the model just to give a little variation, not be all just sand or dirt, and just placing them in a little bit spaced out just to show well on the model. And here is the magic recipe. This is sand from Michael's store. From any sort of arts and crafts store, you can find fine sand on the flower section. There's where I found it, and I'm using just cheap regular white glue to put glue on the model. Also for this I'm going to use a very bad brush, a brush that I don't care about. It's very old, and I'm going to use it to spread the glue around and just give an even coat. Try not to overdo it. Usually it takes a lot less glue than you think to cover the whole base, so don't overdo it. All your sand will actually sink into the glue, and that won't look too good. As you can see, I just slide the model into my mix of fine sand. Also, it has a little bit of playground sand and a little bit of rougher coarse sand, but just a little bit, just a tad, to give a little variation. I'm going to start after the base is completely dry. Usually I give it a day. I mean, not a day, but overnight. I just leave it to dry, and the next day I come up with the base color, which is in this case Mournfang brown, and I'm going to apply it to the whole base. Now this color is a little bit too bright, too cartoonish, you may say, because it's very vibrant red brown. So it has to be toned down with a couple of dry brushes, and you may like any other sort of type of brown color, but this is the one I kind of see. I think this is the appropriate one for this tutorial. And next I'm going to use Mechanicus Standard Gray to paint the rocks. They already kind of this color. It almost looks like I didn't do anything, but they do need a layer of paint, and to clean up the Mournfang brown that may have get into the edges of the rocks. Here I chose to use some Steel Legion drab, and I'm going to use the biggest dry brush, because this dry brush is not, I don't think it's very important. It almost has no effect, but it gives a little bit of a dusty feel to the whole base. Just try to wipe off most of the paint from the brush, so that you are just using the dry brush like always, and try to have almost nothing of paint as always, because you don't want to actually be painting this color to the rocks or to the sand, because it'll look like obvious, like brush strokes. So try to have almost no paint and paint the whole thing. Also the gray base, the gray rocks. And here comes the good part, which is the screaming skull. I'm switching to a small dry brush, although this is a little bit too small for the job, because it takes a lot of time, because it's so small, but it gives a lot more control over where you are dry brushing and how you're doing it. Try not to have any paint, almost any paint on the brush, so that you can get this effect, or other way you will see the brush strokes, as I said before. and just apply it all over the model. You will start looking, seeing in the rocks the two different tones of the brown and the screaming skull, just making it look like a real rock. It's funny that you have to paint rocks to look like rocks, but I think it's really effective, and I think it's the way to go. Now that that's done, you could leave it like this. It looks pretty good to my taste, but we're going to give it some grass, and I'm going to use a little set of tweezers, and with the same glue, after the other steps are completely dry and done, I'm going to put a little lump of glue and apply some grass to it, as you can see here. Just let it sit in there. Don't really push it down, although be sure that it is completely saturated with the grass, and just tap it down. Also, the grass, as you can see, is the battlefield field grass from Army Painter, and that's it. You just tap the excess off and blow it up to make it stand after you knock the excess off. And here I'm using just black as like the edge of the base, just black. I like this color, but you could use any sort of shade of brown or any other color that you like. And this is the end result. It's an easy way to make bases, and they look pretty cool. They look like they're in the middle of a battlefield. I hope you like this basing tutorial, and hope to see some comments and likes and subscribes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.